Soye Savoir, we love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, Fiji. In this bulletin, suspended SIDDHARTH rift grows wider. Government seeks international financing. And 21 arrests for curfew breaches.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
As the suspended Social Democratic Liberal Party struggles to come out of suspension, the rift amongst members seems to be widening. In another public display of division, a faction of the management board led by Sithiveni Rambuka boycotted the meeting, demanding that 3 representatives of the suspended SIDDHARTH caucus be allowed into the meeting. Lena Rees reports Emilien Duituturanga was appointed General Secretary, even as 13 members of the management board stayed out of the meeting.
Before the meeting proper began, Sithiveni Rambuka insisted that Rofilipe Tuisawau, Chese Saukuru and Moses Mbolitavu be allowed to sit on the management board.
My demand that the caucus representatives be also included.
If we allow them in, we have an issue with this group. We don't allow them in, then we have an issue with this group. So the task force took the decision saying you were present to save the party.
The discussion out in the open went on for some time, Rambuka and his group insisting that their demands be met.
I am there as the leader of the caucus. Why am I allowed in if my representatives are not allowed?
So you allowed in your capacity as party leader. The issue before us today says to unsuspend the party. It's not about, with all due respect, the caucus. We have a quorum, sir. And we have the email, we're more than happy to give it to everybody. And if anyone feels that the caucus should be in, we respect their view, we challenge it in court.
In the end, Rambuka had to be shown an email from the Registrar of Political Parties, Mohammed Sanim, where he states that in his opinion, the party does not have a caucus, so as long as it's suspended. Shortly afterwards, he left the venue, taking 13 management board members with him. In the meantime, Emilien Duituturanga was appointed General Secretary by the remainder of the board, which managed to form a quorum.
There's an intention that after today's meeting, of course, our sole purpose today, or our primary purpose, is to have the party unsuspended. We have breaches that the Registrar of Political Parties has asked us to attend to. That's the priority. And of course, the other priority is to talk to other members of the party.
The position of Treasurer has also been advertised, and the Management Board will meet next week to select a candidate. Lena Rees, FBC News.
Meanwhile, during the informal discussions at the GPH lobby, it was revealed that Rambuka attempted to have Andiliti Mbaravi reinstated as General Secretary.
Just for everyone's information that I'm well aware that you went to see SOE sir on the Monday to ask for Andiliti Tuesday to be reinstated. And I believe they can't play this. And I believe we need to just to let you know that we can't discuss doing transparency. In my utmost duty to serve, I've done that for the task force and for the party. I
will have to go with acting vice president.
Who asked you, sir?
Another party. Another party told me they were going on Monday. He said if they didn't ask me, that means they don't want me to be with them. So I went to follow you. I didn't even ask the supervisor of election whether he to tell me that he had met the day before.
Was your question so you did tell me that you had asked for the Honorable Mbaravi sir to be reinstated as the General Secretary?
Permanent Secretary for Economy Makerete Conrote has highlighted that the COVID-19 pandemic has badly affected government's revenue. During consultations in Lautoka, Conrote indicated that the government may take additional loans to finance the 2020-2021 budget. Kritika Kumar reports.
The government has been in talks with international financial institutions in order to source funds for the next fiscal year.
The ADB, World Bank and those types of institutions. I think the point I want to perhaps make here is with these multilateral institutions, the financing terms are extremely concessional, and so we get good repayment terms around 40 years, almost zero interest rates, and that actually helps the government in terms of long-term servicing of debt.
As the ministry draws up plans for the next budget, the man in charge, Ayaset Kiyum, says the tourism sector can expect some incentives.
If we're going to have taxes and no tourists coming in, but some taxes and more tourists coming in, we may end up making more money. We understand that. But we need to address the fundamental issue also.
The government is in a tight situation with estimates that tax revenue has already dropped by half for the current year. With only weeks remaining for the budget announcement, it's a delicate balancing act to ensure help is available for an ailing industry while also collecting taxes for public expenditure.
But if you just give an overall, carte blanche sort of waiver of taxes, etc., many people won't necessarily change their pricing structure. So you're not able to differentiate those people who are willing to come to the party and recognize what is required at this point in time.
The construction sector has been highlighted as having potential to grow, as this is an opportune time to build. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The ambassador of the European Union delegation for the Pacific has congratulated Fiji for the excellent work it has done in containing the virus. Sujiro Sims says the virus neither recognizes border nor race and poses a common challenge to all, adding that solidarity and cooperation are the most powerful weapons against the disease. Kritika Kumar reports.
The ambassador says Fiji has effectively implemented required measures to contain the virus.
The response is a combination of tracking, testing, isolating, and restrictions on social gathering, and these measures were implemented here in Fiji in a very successful way, as we can tell.
The ambassador acknowledged Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama, who has been at the forefront of the fight against COVID-19. He adds the Prime Minister has described the current situation well.
He doesn't want to use the words COVID-free because he's aware that as long as the coronavirus lingers around the world, it is only contained. But Fiji is one of the countries where the coronavirus is contained.
Sim says the most significant support provided by the EU was a $50 million package which will help sustain rural livelihood programs over the next 3 years.
Which means that it will help the implementation of the strategy put forward by the Ministry of Agriculture, and that's a very good sector to assist, because in these times of coronavirus when Fiji is very hard hit by the decrease in revenues in the tourism sector, a lot of people have to go back to the farm, so it's good to support the farming industry.
He adds this will lead to the development of a rich, diverse and smart agricultural sector. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The expansion of the NAUSORI Airport runway has now reached the halfway mark. NAUSORI Airport Manager Vincent Kumar says the multi-million-dollar project is on track and likely to be complete early next year. Sainiani Boiler reports.
This $45 million runway upgrade is designed to enable more international flights to land in NAUSORI.
So far, we are halfway across the project. It was expected to complete at the end of this year, but it might take a bit longer due to the weather difficulties we are facing. But so far, we are very much on track. At the completion of the project, we will see a longer, wider runway that will encourage the aircraft to fly full capacity, which ultimately will bring about benefits to the community.
The expansion has affected 40 tenants, and the Lands Ministry has paid out $620,000 to 9 families in the second phase of the compensation payouts.
So, the land acquisition process for the NAUSORI Airport extension has been undertaken in 3 stages, totaling a number of more than 40 affected leasing tenants of both state and Ito-Kale owned land, who have willingly given whole or part of their leased properties for this national project.
This is the main target, to help the nation building, and today with your contribution, we have done so. So hopefully, if we stay on track, we should complete our project maybe early next year. And we can expect more flights and more improvement in the Eastern Central Division.
The runway length will be extended from 1,670 meters to 2,140 meters and widened from 30 meters to 45 meters. Sainiani Boiler, FBC News.
Up ahead, normal operations for Yangara Pastoral Company, and cinemas open, signalling a return to public life.
FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
The Western Division recorded 15 of the overall 21 arrests made for breach of curfew. 13 arrests were made at the Lovo Hart compound in Lautoka, where men were found drinking in public. There was one arrest in Tavua. The Eastern Division's lone case involved a 20-year-old man who was found drunk in Waila, Nausori. In the Southern Division, 3 people were arrested in Kinoya and Laudala Beach in Nasinu as they were all drunk. Another arrest at the Namara settlement involved a 33-year-old man who was found drunk and allegedly trying to break into a home. The 5th arrest was made in Lami. With economic effects of coronavirus gripping most sectors, the Yangara Pastoral Company Limited has not been spared. Permanent Secretary for Agriculture Ritesh Das says the company is lucky in that the impact has not been substantial and operations continue as normal. Kritika Kumar reports.
Despite the challenges posed by COVID-19, the Yangara Pastoral Company has retained all its staff.
We haven't had the impact to the extent that it will start to actually affect our operations. So we're still continuing our operations as normal. We currently have all the people who are engaged with us still employed. So the operations are at full throttle.
The company has been making a marginal profit.
And we expect that things will get back to normal when it comes to Yangara Pastoral company sales, because food people still purchase, but it's definitely very high in demand, so that keeps on propping our sales, which we expect will grow in the coming months.
Due to the impact of the deadly virus on the tourism sector, a portion of the company's sales has been affected.
But having said that, we have other large areas of untapped potential in Fiji when it comes to general public who consume this product. So we can definitely tap into that area.
The company is now working to increase production and profitability. The Permanent Secretary says they are also looking at different distribution channels in other divisions to reduce the travelling time. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
A new water project in Namaltai Levu now provides clean drinking water to Korovo town, 5 surrounding villages, 3 schools and 3 farming communities. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama commissioned the project yesterday, highlighting that the right to water is enshrined in the 2013 Constitution, meaning the government will continue to invest in similar projects around Fiji. Apart from the 3,800 Fijians who are already connected, 12 new villages, 6 settlements, 7 schools and 2 more farming communities in Vulangi and Waindelive have been identified for future connection.
Oftentimes, the burden of all consuming exercise of trudging water from source to home is borne by women and girls, and unreasonable demand of the available time. We are lifting that burden, pipeline by pipeline, and project by project, all across Fiji.
Some semblance of normalcy returned for Fijians as many families were able to visit the cinema for the first time in 3 months. FBC News Today visited Demorta cinemas in Laudala Bay, Suva, as people expressed their relief at being able to be out and about enjoying certain activities. Sanyanin Boiler reports.
Popcorn, sweets and the cinema, some of the things movie lovers missed during the months of lockdown due to coronavirus. For Year 12 student Shreyash PRASAD says it was good to be out enjoying public activities again.
It feels really good to come out of the lockdown, especially when you're just at home, just relaxing or just watching movies. Sometimes you just want to, come outside and feel the sunshine, the breeze and the lovely snacks here. It feels very good. It actually feels very good to come out of lockdown.
University student SIDDHARTH Prasad says he has been missing coming to the movie since March.
I haven't been to this lobby since March, and I had mentally made up a list of movies that I was going to watch this year because there were a good combination of movies and cartoons coming out. And initially I thought they'll close the cinema longer and that it would open probably later. So I was getting a bit worried, but I'm really glad it's opened earlier than expected. It's like I've taken a new breath of fresh air.
Friends and secondary school students Varuna Prasad and Machia Wanganiwalu say they too had been looking forward to watching a movie on the big screen.
To watch Color Out of Space, and it feels good to be out back again in cinemas after so long.
I am so happy that movies are back again.
Social distancing was practiced inside all cinemas with only 50% capacity and patrons made to sit spaced apart. At the main entrance, security staff asked moviegoers to activate their Care FIJI app, while those that didn't have smartphones had their names logged for reference. Sainian Imboila, FBC News.
Silk Tales receive huge boost. This and more after the break.
My name is Neha and I'm from Kadavi. And Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Fiji Mbati winger Suliasi Vunivalu was in superb form last night as he scored a hat-trick to help the Storm outclass the Warriors. The Storm nailed a solid 56 win to claim fourth spot in the NRL ladder after round 7. Kaiviti Silktails rugby league team today received a major boost as the Australian government announced support for the side to prepare for next season's Ron Massey Cup. COVID-19 may have derailed the Silktails' inaugural season, but today's support will ensure they come back even stronger in 2021. Felipe Naikaso has more.
It was finally some good news for the Silktails rugby league team today, ever since COVID-19 disrupted their winning start during the 2020 Ron Massey Cup.
We agreed to redirect the money we would have spent on travel this year to a range of activities, including upgrading this centre, retaining key staff, establishing a training centre in Singatoga, supporting Fijian clubs' participation in the 2020 Fijian National Rugby League competition, and helping secure a place for the Silktails in the 2021 NRL Ron Massey Cup.
However, the side has been preparing ever since restrictions were lifted.
Coaches were sending out programs for the boys to do from home or wherever they could do it from. Obviously that's changed over time, so now it's obviously been open and we've been able to redirect funds. For the rest of the year we're going to focus on a Pathways program.
We're going to be more than ready for the next season, 2021, because we've been taken out from 2020 season and we're looking forward to 2021 season.
The total amount of support pledged today is $560,000. Felipe Naikaso, FBC Sports.
Marking the return of cricket after COVID-19, Cricket Fiji today hosted a first-ever T10 Bash competition. The event saw 12 top local teams from the Greater Suva area returning to the pitch. Tale Matarkula has more.
The T10 is a new competition format organized as the first step towards some form of normalcy following the lifting of restrictions.
Today is just to gauge, I think the teams are just gauging how they'll approach the T10, whether there'll be any brains behind it or just all brawn.
The event also marks the inception of local club competition in the country.
I think the last time we played a club comp here in Suva was in November, where Mizzles took over Albert Park in December. And then in Jan and Feb we lost the grounds to the Sevens preparation, and then COVID happened. So all the clubs are actually quite happy, the players are happy to be back again.
National Rep Saimoni Tuitonga says the competition is timely after being in lockdown for almost 3 months.
I feel excited and very happy to be in the pitch again. It's been a very long time, especially we're going through some COVID-19, just lockdown, just staying at home. We just feel excited to be back in the pitch again.
The event will be held in Nandi and Lautoka next week, where 8 teams are expected to participate. A women's T10 competition will commence the following week at Queen Victoria School in Tailevu, where 5 women's teams have registered. Tali Materkula, FBC Sports.
Football teams that do not comply with return-to-play protocols deliberately will face penalties. This has been revealed by Fiji Football Association Chief Executive Mohammed Yusuf. Yusuf says rules such as the ban on spitting, handshakes or any physical contact off the field and the exchange of jerseys should be taken seriously. Fiji FA teams will be visiting districts to educate teams on the new rules.
Maybe some players got a habitual spitting habit. It might not go away all of a sudden. It will take time. So the education process will be there. But some teams who deliberately don't comply, so that we will probably discuss and issue sanctions.
The Pacific Mini Games Council has requested for the Pacific Mini Games to be held in December 2021.
The coronavirus, we've asked the governor of Saipan and the Olympic Committee there to possibly defer the games to December 2021, which gives us 6 more months for our athletes to sort of regroup, retrain and prepare for 2021.
Cloudy periods with some showers and isolated thunderstorms were experienced over Vanua Level, the eastern parts and interior Viti Level, Lau and Lomai Viti group. Mainly cloudy conditions prevailed over the rest of the group today. Taking a quick look at the weather map, looking in the west, it was cloudy conditions that lasted most of the days, temperatures in the low 30s. Now eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, mostly cloudy with some showers in the afternoon. And up north, showers persisted throughout and there's a chance of thunderstorms later tonight. Now at sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. And turning to the tides, high tide is at 11:55 tonight with low tide at 5:54 a.m. tomorrow. Sunrise is at 6:38. Now for tomorrow's cloudy conditions and afternoon showers are forecast for the group. And our further outlook, we're looking on to Monday. Some showers and isolated thunderstorms over the eastern and interior of the larger islands, Taveuni, Lau and Lomai Viti group. Elsewhere, cloudy periods with some showers. And recapping the main stories for tonight, suspended SIDDHARTH rift widens, government in talks with international financing agencies, and European Union commends Fiji's efforts in combating COVID-19. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question we're asking: are you in support of the new and relaxed COVID-19 restrictions that have been announced? Visit our FBC website to answer. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news, or hashtag FBC News. That's your FBC News for tonight. Until tomorrow, from the team and I, stay safe, stay dry. Bye for now.